You didn't notice it happening. That's the most dangerous part. There was no single moment of surrender, no dramatic decision to give up. Just 1,000 tiny choices. The snooze button, the skipped workout, the easy meal, the "I'll do it tomorrow." Each one so small it felt like nothing. Each one applauded by your body as mercy. But mercy, compounded daily, becomes a cage. The Spartans understood something that modern civilization has spent centuries trying to forget. Comfort is not rest. Comfort is erosion. They trained their boys from the age of 7 in the agoge, not because they were cruel, but because they had seen what softness does to a man over time. It doesn't kill him quickly. It hollows him out slowly, quietly, until one day he reaches for something that demands everything of him and finds nothing there. A hollow man doesn't know he's hollow until the moment it matters most. The first law: pain is information, not punishment. The Spartan boy who walked barefoot through winter wasn't being tortured. He was being calibrated. Every step on frozen stone sent one message to his nervous system: you can endure more than you think. Repeat that message 10,000 times across a childhood, and you no longer fear discomfort. You use it. You read it the way a navigator reads wind. Modern life does the opposite. It wraps every sharp edge in foam. Temperature-controlled rooms, food delivered to your door, entertainment that requires nothing from you. Your body receives a different message 10,000 times. You don't need to be strong here. And it listens. The body is not lazy. It is efficient. It builds exactly what you demand of it, no more. When you demand nothing, it gives you exactly that. The second law: the threshold you never cross becomes the ceiling you never break. There's a line in your mind. On one side, what you'll do. On the other, what you won't. Every time you stop before that line, every skipped rep, every avoided conversation, every morning you chose warmth over motion, the line moves, not forward, backward. The Spartans called this Malin-Labe territory. Come and take it. Their threshold wasn't a line they respected. It was a line they constantly attacked, pushed, relocated into enemy ground. What's your threshold right now? Where does your effort actually stop? Not where you tell yourself it stops. Where it actually stops: in the gym, in the work, in the silence, when a hard truth needs to be spoken. That's the real number. That's the real you. And if you've been comfortable for a long time, that number is lower than you remember. The third law: the war. You don't fight chooses you. Spartans didn't train to avoid war. They trained so that when war arrived, and it always arrived, they had already won it 1,000 times in practice. Your war is different. It shows up as the career that stalls, the relationship that erodes, the body that fails earlier than it should, the mind that can't hold pressure when pressure finally comes. It shows up as ordinary life becoming too much. You don't get to opt out. You only get to choose. Will you meet it prepared or hollow? The comfort you chose today isn't neutral. It is training. Training in the direction of less. Less capacity. Less resilience. Less of yourself available when it counts. Every morning you sleep past the alarm. You practice sleeping past the alarm. Every challenge you sidestep, you practice sidestepping challenges. The rehearsal is the performance. There is no later version of you who will suddenly rise to the occasion, untrained. There is only the person you are building right now with every choice you make. The fourth law: discipline is not restriction, it is the expansion of what you can bear. This is what comfort culture gets catastrophically wrong. It frames discipline as subtraction, no pleasure, no rest, no ease, a life of grinding deprivation. And so people reject it because no one wants less life. But the Spartans weren't diminished by their training. They were amplified. A soldier who has run 20 miles on nothing can appreciate water in a way no comfortable man ever will. A mind that has held focus through boredom becomes capable of clarity that distracted minds can't access. A body that has been pushed past what it thought possible carries itself differently, not with arrogance, but with knowledge. The knowledge that it can. Discipline doesn't shrink your world. It expands what you can inhabit. Every threshold you push becomes territory you now own. Every discomfort you absorb becomes a language you now speak. The comfortable man lives in a small room with soft walls. He calls it peace. The disciplined man lives in the entire building. He calls it range. The fifth law, the slow theft, has no alarm. This is the secret the Spartans built their entire civilization around, and the thing modern comfort culture most desperately does not want you to know. Potential doesn't leave loudly. It evaporates, not in a crisis, not in a moment of obvious failure. Quietly, while you're comfortable, while everything feels fine, while the days feel easy and the path feels smooth. That's when it goes, because you stopped reaching, stopped demanding, stopped placing yourself in situations that required you to grow. And one day you look up, and the gap between who you are and who you could have been is so large you can't even see across it anymore. The Spartans saw this. They built a society that refused to let that gap open, not because they hated pleasure, but because they understood that the man who never suffers for anything of value never becomes capable of anything of value. Now, your move. You are reading this, which means the potential is still there, compressed, waiting, looking for pressure. Give it pressure. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not after the next comfortable season of your life has passed. Now, choose one thing today that your comfortable self would avoid. Do it first. Do it badly if you have to, but do it. Then do it again, tomorrow. The Spartans didn't build warriors in a day. They built them in 1,000 days of small, unwitnessed choices. Choices that no one applauded, that no one saw, that required nothing but the refusal to stop. That refusal is available to you right now. Comfort will be there waiting when you're done. The question is whether you will still be there, or whether the slow, silent erosion will have already taken what you didn't protect. Your potential is not gone, but it's waiting, and it is not patient. Rise. Subscribe for more content that refuses to make excuses for you.